Hello my loves, I'm Ellie Frost. Thank you so much for being on my channel where we are talking about the multi-dimensional approach to rapidly and radically healing and transforming during and after narcissistic abuse. And on this video I really want to talk about why we resist the truth about the narcissist, right? And about cognitive dissonance, what that is and why we do it. So cognitive dissonance is something that a lot of us will experience in abuse cycles, right? And it's the idea of, well, technically, scientifically, what it is your brain cannot hold on to two opposing ideas. So for example, what that looks like is, I love my parent, yeah, and my parent loves me. That's the idea, that's the belief system. And then my parent's an abuser. The brain can't handle those two things. Like, it can't handle my parent loves me and my parent abuses me. My partner loves me, my partner's brutal. As a survival mechanism, it will reject the traumatic thought. As a survival mechanism. I spoke very openly about how I was aware of this. I knew that I couldn't handle, especially as a little girl, the truth about my parents. I had to believe it was a safety mechanism that my parents loved me. Whatever their behavior was showing, whatever. It wasn't something that my nervous system could take as a young girl. As I got older, I worked on myself to be able to regulate my nervous system and to acknowledge the truth and accept what was really going on. Yeah? So understand that, like, there's wisdom in your body and there's a reason, a very good one, why you will want to be in denial. In fact, grief, if you think about the grief process, grief is a sequence, that people go through when we grieve. And the first part of grief is denial. We deny the truth, right? It's a healthy kind of thing to help our body adjust to the new reality. It's not really the new reality in narcissistic abuse, it's the actual reality. But denial is the first step of a human resisting what they don't want to see. So this is all part of it. The challenge is that we have to process the trauma and reason why we can't cope with it. We have to become able to actually deal with what's real. Yeah, not what we're fantasizing, not what we're projecting, not the joint illusion that we're sharing with the narcissist that's keeping us in abuse cycles, right? It's very important for our healing. And so why is this so hard? It's so hard on many levels. The most devastating things we're going to face is the people we've loved, the people we love the most, the people we care about, the people we've invested in, the people we've given so much to, the people we've worked so hard for, the people that have helped shape us and make us who we are in terms of who we thought we were in relation to them, people we've shared memories with, people we've cared for and have done things to care for us. We've had good experiences. Abuse isn't just one-sided. It wouldn't ever work if it was just negative things. It's a conflicting thing of some good things and a lot of bad things. To face the fact that they don't care about us, they don't truly love us, they're not capable of love, but they don't love us, is huge. The people I care about don't love me. What our brain wants to do is make that mean something about us. It's already done it, which is why it won't face the truth, which is why it develops cognitive dissonance. So for me personally, what my brain had made it mean was I'm unlovable. So my brain, as a defense mechanism, would not accept my parents don't love me because it had made that mean I'm unlovable. But in healing, if you question that and go, is that really true? That if they don't love me, I'm unlovable. When you start casting doubt on the subconscious, assumption, then you're ready to face the truth. If this person doesn't love me, it doesn't mean I'm unlovable. In fact, the truth is their behavior is very off. They're abusive. They're not capable of love. It's got nothing to do with me, right? You can move through it. So you have to understand, with cognitive dissonance, there's a very good reason why your brain's done it. It can't hold two opposing belief systems. It's also because the one that's actually true that you're resisting, your subconscious has made assumptions about. Yeah? That's why it won't accept it. You'll see this, right, with people where they're fully aware of people like, I don't know, their partner or their child or something, and you know they know the truth about what this person's doing, and they won't accept it. They'll stay in denial. See, actually what you want to do is go through the grief. You want to grieve the person you thought they were, the person that you thought they were that you never had. You want to grieve the illusion they projected on you. Go through the process of grief. Because grief ends with acceptance and peace, right? And your body just needs to allow, because grief is actually quite conflicting. You know, when you, the process of grief is like, it starts with denial, it goes into like anger and sort of bartering, which is like when you want to take them back at all costs. And then it goes through like a depression, and then it goes through an acceptance, right? And it's because your body's conflicted on this. As in all abuse cycles, they're never all bad. There's got to be some good. That's how they keep you on an emotional roller coaster. That's how they trauma bond you with the highs. You've got to have highs and lows, but there is nothing stable about it, nothing comforting about it, nothing actually steady about it, and nothing that is secure. So it's actually completely coding you not to feel safe and secure in the world, not to feel safe and secure and trust other people, not to feel safe and secure and trust yourself, because your reality is completely distorted. So we want to know that what we're doing in cognitive dissonance is healthy on one level, but needs our attention. Right? It's not where we want to stay in cognitive dissonance. So it's not to say, oh, I've just got cognitive dissonance, I can't see it. It's like, what subconscious program, right, have I got underlying these two ideas that won't let me accept this? What does it mean about me? It's always going to come down to you. See, even if it was, I don't know, a parent whose child was doing terrible things in the world and they were just ignoring it, what does it mean about them? I'm a bad parent. I didn't raise them right. I've lost my son. I'm going to have to grieve the person, you know, I didn't want a monster. Like, it's all that kind of stuff. It's what's underlying it that we have to face. I can't accept my parents are abusive. Why? What does it mean about me? That's what the subconscious has done. It's made an identity link. Trust me on this. This is how the brain is working it. And this is why we resist it. So when you get down to what have I made it mean about me, subconsciously, you wouldn't have done it consciously. You wouldn't have sat in a room and gone, my parents are treating me like this. I now subconsciously believe that I am unworthy. It doesn't work like that. It's all done on autopilot in the subconscious mind. So, because the subconscious mind is just trying to make sense of the world, like how it works, who you are, what you get to do, be and have. That's kind of your subconscious. So when you actually look at those things, you break the cognitive dissonance. Because when I actually follow that trail and go, well, it doesn't mean I'm unlovable. It just means, because that's the one thing that no one would face. You see, the little girl in me can't face that. What kind of life am I going to have if I'm the only person on the planet that's unlovable? That's why my mind wouldn't let me accept that thing, that my parents are abusive, because it meant I'm unlovable. If it means I'm unlovable, then what kind of life I'm going to have? I'm going to have a terrible life. The brain will not accept that. One, it's not true. And two, it's not something that you could cope with. It's not true as well. So it always will come down to what we've made it mean about us. How much shame? I mean, I felt shame for years. I couldn't tell people what my family were like. I was so embarrassed. I'd nowhere to go at Christmas. I mean, what does it look like? It looks like I must have done something terrible, except for that really wasn't my profile. I'd done nothing terrible. I just came from a very difficult environment. But again, there's a lot of shame in that. People have a lot of judgment. And these environments, they happen in every group, by the way. You know, my parents were intelligent. They looked good on the outside. They looked like they had it all on the outside at certain points in their life. Not in the end. Karma always hits. Karma always hits. But like, so appearances don't tell you the truth of things, right? People do, and their feelings. But we feel a lot of shame around it too. So that's, again, what have I made it mean? I'm unlovable. I'd made it mean that there was something very wrong with me, and there was something very wrong with my family situation. That was something that was basically doomed, because it didn't, I knew it was very different to my friends' experience of life, the friends I had. I knew it was something that I was made to sort of keep secret, which is a very weird way to live, where you can't talk about anything. And I just felt like such a black sheep in the world, because this wasn't what a family looked like, or what the experience of other people had around me at the time. I didn't know people who were going through what I was going through at the time when I was a child. So yeah, we've made it mean stuff. Our brains can't accept it. But when we actually question what the subconscious thing, what if I made it mean about me, then it's fine. I'm not ashamed of it now. I just didn't know other people that went through what I went through. I didn't know it was okay. I didn't know it wasn't just me in this like strange world that and I didn't know what to do with it. There was no tools, there was no support, there was just people, that I couldn't talk to at that time, right? So once we move through that and go, well, actually, no, it's got nothing to do with me, it's got everything to do with them, they're abusive, this is not natural, and it doesn't mean my life's doomed, it just means I've got to increase my awareness and actually understand that this is just something that happened. It's just something that happened to me. It's not who I am. It's got no reflection on me whatsoever. And I've just got to, do what I can to make sure that I now heal the parts that need healing and change, again, don't live my world. I don't live in defense. I heal the bits I needed to heal so I could have a more fulfilling life, not use it as the anchor to keep me down, actually understand it, transmute it, and move on, right? In a beautiful way to create what I want, which is still available to me, because we think it's not available to us after we've been through these cycles. So any questions, let me know. I hope that makes sense. So we want to actually bust it, and it's, bust through the cognitive dissonance, but it's because we've got a good reason for keeping the lie. Now we need a good reason to stay with the face reality and stay with the truth. All right, my loves, lots of love. I'll speak to you soon.